What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new show brought to you by the Nintendo Village. This is NES 677. Is it 677 or 677?
677.
677, where we're going to be playing and rating every single NES game ever. It's a genius idea brought to you from the cabeza of my illustrious co-host, Clay Howard. Say hello to the people, Clay.
Hello, people. What is up?
I noticed that we don't do that enough. We don't explain who we are before we start. I am a Pisces. Actually, I'm Aquarius. I'm not going to get into that. But Clay loves classic games. He loves getting into this stuff. So I'm really glad that he's brought me on. So what we're going to do, for those of you who are uninitiated, because it's only the second episode, is we're going to spend just 5 minutes on every game with the goal of trying to get in there, get through them, and we're going to rate based on, I guess, enjoyment factor. I'm not sure. We'll talk it out later. But thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and start tweeting on social as we begin our first game for the day. And our first game for the day is Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Heroes of the Lance, released in 1991 by publisher FCI. I'm going to look up some fun stats about this in a second, but Clay, why don't we start booting this? Huh? Yeah.
All right, we are going. The timer has started. We're looking at all these people for some reason that are, I guess, playable. I don't know. Lance, Caramon. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to play through a couple of Dungeons and Dragons games. At the beginning of this episode, because apparently there was a lot of them for the what am I doing for the NES, and so
again, this is 1991. Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So this game was released January 1988. Is what it's telling me here on the wiki page, for various home computer systems and consoles. The game is based on the first Dragonlance campaign module for the Dungeons & Dragons fantasy role-playing game. So that's pretty interesting. Again, we're doing these games in a alphabetical order for whatever reason. So we're going to be playing a couple of these. So it's going to be interesting to see how they compare. We were saying we really like the intro music, at least, right, Clay?
Definitely. It's way better than the combat here right now. Gosh, this is bad.
Well, I'm not. This is great.
It's just two dudes poking each other with swords.
You're just a melee character, but you had other options, right?
Right. I think I can switch between my whole crew of people. Okay. Oh, I'm just getting destroyed with magic now. All right, I'm gonna leave. Awesome. Let's see if I can switch heroes.
This isn't bad. Interesting use of the screen with the party management at the bottom. So you can switch on the fly then, right? Between. Okay.
I thought I could, but that didn't seem to work.
Hero select. I don't know, Scooby.
See, I feel like that should have done it. But no, it didn't.
All right, forget the menus. Just keep going. We only have 5 minutes. People want to know about the action, don't they? Interesting color palette at the top. I don't know why they wouldn't extend it to the bottom. All your party is just kind of in that red chromatic style.
It's garbage, dude.
It's not bad. From a visual perspective, it's decent. The combat looks odd. Look at that AI with those monsters backing up. That's pretty cool.
I know, I can't kill him. He keeps running away from me.
Look at that. It's not a bug either. He's self-preservation. That's interesting. This reminds me of that Zelda game. What is it? Zelda?
Link's Adventure.
Link's Adventure. There you go.
So I like when you die, your body is. See that body on the ground there? That's my body. So I can't duck or apparently dodge any of these attacks. I'm just sponging them up real good.
So Heroes of the Lance is a side-scrolling action game. The game uses actual Dungeons & Dragons statistics, with statistics for the characters exactly as they were in the rulebooks. If you're a D&D fan, I'm sure all that is butter for you. So
right.
That's interesting.
but not for us. Oh man.
So
Well,
it's a difficult game from what it looks like. It doesn't look like they give you a whole lot, and the enemies are kind of... There's no Goomba type enemies. Right away you're fighting these gargoyle things, so that's interesting.
Gary's here.
What up, Gary Gray from the UK?
Dude,
I forgot to ask him if that's offensive or not. It probably is.
I don't think so.
So, if you're just tuning in, we are playing every NES game ever, spending 5 minutes with each game. We're going to be rating them. Today, we're going to be treated to a lot of Dungeons and Dragons inspired games. So, using the rules from the games of D&D, these games were created based off that. So, it's very interesting. You ever played D&D, Clay?
Nope.
No
I
D&D
kind of. I
for you.
feel like I've missed out by not having it in my life, but it's too late now.
I hear so many good things. People do it online, or they try to, do it by
Right.
Skype. There's a really good thing, a really good YouTube series called Roll 20, something like that. I'm sure somebody will bring it up later. We're doing a lot of these games today, but they keep it going. They play, stream what they're doing, and it seems pretty fun.
Thank God that's over. That was painful.
Frustration level
Yeah,
high.
I mean, it's playable, so it's not that bad, but man, that was not very good.
I feel you.
I would say maybe like a level 2, maybe.
Bless your heart for manning the helm on these, because I don't know. I mean, Golden Axe, I think, was one of the most. It's just because it's similar style, you could say, where it's going to be a side-scrolling like action game. Golden Axe is really enthralling for me as a youngster. It just had a lot of action on screen, especially when you were like spamming those magic attacks. I was really hoping that you'd get to some magic instead of just the melee.
I know, but I got to the magic guy and all he did was like rotate his staff. He didn't do anything. It didn't make any sense.
Up next, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Hills Far. Again, we're doing this kind of out of order. I believe that this might be like the third game in in this Advanced Dungeons and Dragons series here.
Hold on a second. I grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, did you? Whoops.
That one is in Japanese. Gonna be hard to read. Yeah, let me grab my American copy here.
No worries. I'm going to let everybody know about this game.
Yes.
So, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hills Far is a role-playing video game released for MS-DOS. I don't know. I guess that was the super... What? MS-DOS? Microsoft DOS. How could that be? Well, wouldn't that be text only? I don't know anything about...
No, I mean, MS-DOS had graphics and stuff.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
Anyway, it was released on Atari, ST, Commodore 64, and Amiga, all in the good old year of 1989. So, let's see, that would have been 4 at the time. It features a combination of real-time action and randomly generated quests. That's impressive. It also includes standard gameplay elements of the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons fantasy role-playing game. So that's the common theme here. Gary Gray playing things on the early PC. I'm sure that this is going to be extremely inspiring.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Nostalgia. Wait a second here. Why is this... Wait a second here. Okay, so this makes sense. It says it's a combination of real-time action and randomly generated quests. So are you playing the game right now with these options?
I guess. All right, finally.
Look at that overworld map. Nice.
Something that resembles a game here.
You're on the clock, Clay.
Oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
horsies. Oh, tell me you're able to jump over stuff.
I can't.
Why is it in slow-mo? This is great. Are you controlling the speed?
Yeah, I can do that, but then I can't seem to jump for some reason.
Try all the buttons.
Yeah, okay, so there is a jump. It's super slow. But then if I speed up, I almost immediately die.
Okay.
And I'm also wearing like a red beanie for some reason.
Gotta trot before you can run. Did you just trip over grass?
Yeah,
Is that
grass. Dude.
Oh, wow. This is hilarious. You know what? Scrap the whole Advanced Dungeons and Dragons thing. Go straight to horse racing.
Yeah, right? Hey, I made a successful jump. Oh. Dude, you can't see my screen, can you? Do you want
me? Not live. I'm watching the stream.
Here, let me share with
you.
you.
I'm a bit on a delay.
It'll make a little more sense if you can at least relatively see what I'm doing.
If it starts to slow down or chug your computer, then that's fine.
Gosh, I hate this. These are garbage.
This is great. This is great. I'm having fun watching you have fun, okay?
I'm not having fun.
I know, that's what's so fun about it. I love this show. This show is great.
So I don't know how to go anywhere.
Less than 2 minutes. It's okay. If you get past this next section, okay, this is the thing about NES games, okay, back in the day. They're usually incredibly difficult. They don't hold your hand in many ways. So this is definitely one of the classics, obviously, that's going to put you into this frustrating situation. This is why we play the games for 5 minutes, because when you're a kid, you pop that thing in for 5 minutes, walk away, come back the next day when you forgot how bad it was, play another 5 minutes.
Yeah, and you eventually figure out what you're supposed to do.
Oh, wait. I saw a successful jump. There we go.
I did. All right, now I'm in an actual city.
Ooh, this looks cool. I'm all over this. This is great.
All right, your left side stables. Oh, I can walk through these streets. The door is locked. Will you open it? Yes, I will. Hurry up and try to open the lock. Ooh,
yeah, you better hurry up. You only have a couple seconds left.
I used physical strength, and I don't think it worked.
I like the options it's giving you though. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. You searched the area, but found nothing. What?
Not much in the way of music going on here, right?
Yeah, and I've noticed that a lot with some of these games is the music gets really simple sometimes. Yeah, right now we just have sound effects.
It's an interesting town. Not bad.
Welcome to the Fighters Guild. How many we... Oh, time's up.
Yay! What are we giving that one? We didn't rate these.
Last one. Last one was a 2.
And that we're doing this on a 3 scale, 1 to 3,
no,
or 1 to
5. 5 scale.
Oh, okay.
The Nintendo Village 5 scale.
From a viewer perspective, because of the horse stuff, I give that a solid 3. But don't let me influence you, please. Okay, next up on the list as we load our game, playing every NES game ever made, we are looking at... Oops, where's the list? Okay, we're doing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Pool of Radiance. For all of you that don't know, Pool of Radiance is a vat of oil of Olay. It's great for your pores. Let's see if I can get any fun facts about this series here as we load up. Very interesting so far, I'm not gonna lie. Pool of Radiance was developed and published by Strategic Simulations Inc. That's SSI in 1988. It was the first adaptation of TSR's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons fantasy role-playing game for home computers, becoming the first episode in a 4-part series of D&D computer adventure games. See, this is why we should do a little bit of research in the way that we play these, because we should start it with this one. But anyway, let's see here. Just as in traditional D&D games, the player starts by building a party of up to 6 characters, deciding the race, sex, class, and ability scores for each. The player's party is enlisted to help the settled part of the city by clearing out the marauding inhabitants that have taken over the surroundings. Very exciting, Clay. Are you having a great time yet?
This is so dumb. I don't understand any of this crap.
Create your party. You're just creating your party.
I know, but
There's some options there, obviously. You should be having an amazing time.
there we go.
Man, we should play D&D.
I arrive at the city of Flan by boat. A man approaches. Uh-oh, here he comes. Welcome. I am Rolf.
It's a sprite.
I'll
He started as a sprite hobbling toward
He's
you,
just
and
a
then there's
little
just a
sprite.
picture. That's hilarious.
Please follow me. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Okay, I got a little fun fact for you, okay?
Alright.
Generally well received by the gaming press, Pool of Radiance won the Origins Award for Best Fantasy or Science Fiction Computer Game of 1988. You are playing an award-winning game, Clay. Can you feel it?
I can feel it. I don't know why they picked this puke swamp green color as their main, like, overall color.
Yeah.
I'm all for it not being black, but man.
I don't know. It's kind of quaint. Look at that. You got your little hallways here.
I do like the hallway thing.
There's a door. It's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. What should you do?
We want to do something about it.
Look at the frame rate on this sucker.
Yeah, man. It's like 1 frame a second.
It's rendering like it probably melted systems back then. They're like, we're pushing the boundaries with this one.
Alright, I want to fight. Come on, let me fight. Oh, he's taking me away.
So this game features, of course, 6 races, the ability to multi-class. During character creation, the computer randomly generates statistics for each character, although the player can alter the attributes. You can customize the appearance and colors of each character's combat icon. Wow. That's insane.
That's quite the repertoire. Hey,
I tried playing a game like this not like this, but Pillars of Eternity. It's a isomorphic, top-down 3D, whatever you want to call it, Dungeons and Dragons like game. They're coming out with a sequel, and it was all about trying to get back to D&D, trying to get back to so it looks like Diablo, but definitely wanting to get back to like D&D, like hard science, not science fiction, hard fantasies or whatever. It had a lot of elements of older games in there, like the dice roll, etc. But again, looks a little bit more modern. It was very successful. I believe it was in the book Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. I forget his name. The Kotaku guy. You know who I'm talking about, Clay?
yeah, is it Jason or whatever?
Jason Schreier, I believe.
Yeah.
So he was saying how they really took a gamble on trying to get back to it. I think it started like a Kickstarter and then got a lot of funding and went for it. So people love D&D, man. People love fantasy. Are you a Skyrim guy or a Fallout guy, Clay?
I don't know.
You're one or the other. It's like pancakes or waffles. Like fish and chips. One or the other.
I guess I would pick Fallout over Skyrim if I had to. Oh man, it was just getting good.
Oh, look at that. That looks cool.
All
Are we
right.
ever gonna award a game some extra time? Is that ever gonna happen? Like if it's like really good, or we're never gonna do that?
Nah, dude.
Gotta stick to the rules, man.
We got 67 episodes worth of games to play, man. We don't got time for that.
Okay, up next, Adventure Island.
Thank
if you're
you.
just tuning in, we are playing every NES game ever. Welcome to NES 677. And we're spending 5 minutes with each game, playing and rating. Up next, Adventure Island It says here 1988. You might have some of the facts wrong on some of this. I mean, I'm just going to go by the wiki. But anyway, Adventure Island video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It says here Hudson Soft created the game. Adventureland is a side-scrolling platform game produced by Hudson Soft that was first released in Japan for the Famicom and MSX on September 12, 1986. It was later released in North America for the NES on September 1988 under the title Adventure Island Classic. Adventure Island is an adaptation of the arcade game Wonder Boy, developed by Escape for Sega. Adventure Island was followed by a series of sequels with no connection to the Wonder Boy series. So let's check it out.
All right. Sorry, I had a freaking setback
Issue.
there. Yeah, we're good
Computer
now.
technical
All right.
difficulties.
So, I've played this game before. Thankfully, we're at a freaking platformer. So, B allows me to run and or throw weapons. I'm not sure what just happened. I just died, but I'm not sure why. If we could get a replay on that, that'd be great. Not sure what happened.
Okay, so
Hey! Gary just pointed out our names are backwards. That's
on you.
Cool. That's totally on me. Yeah. Yeah. That's better. Thanks, Gary. We knew they were backwards. We were just having some fun. Oh yeah, platforming goodness. Die, snails, die. Get them bananas. Oh, I'm skateboarding. This was so cool back in the day, man. Woo!
I'm having a really good time. What's up, everybody? We are streaming live Saturday mornings. I'm unsure about what our schedule is going to be, but we are playing every NES game ever and having an amazing time. Clay at the controls right now, playing Adventure Island. Initial impressions, Clay?
Yeah, it's great. The controls are a little bit slippery, but I think that's kind of the point with this game is they're kind of supposed to be. The one-hit kill thing kind of sucks, but it's nice that there's a run button so you can kind of pick up speed. It's not super slow. And you know me, I love platformers, so this is right up my alley.
So this guy is half naked. Are we going to address that at any point?
Well, he lives on an island, you know, so it's like he's just making the most of what he's got.
It says here, the player controls Master Higgins, a young man who ventured to Adventure Island in the South Pacific after hearing that the evil witch doctor kidnapped Princess Tina. To rescue her, Higgins must survive a series of 32 stages. There are 8 worlds called areas, which are divided 4 stages or rounds each, which are further divided into 4 checkpoints. When the player reaches the 4th round of each area, he must confront a boss at the end to continue to the next. The game is completed when the player saves the girl after defeating the 8th and final form of the Evil Lord. What do you think of the game?
I like it. I agree with what Gary's saying in the chat. It really feels a lot like Monster Boy, but the skateboarding is by far the best part.
The skateboarding. Okay, so I didn't catch this. Is that skateboarding a pickup, or are you able to bust that baby out?
It's a pickup.
Okay. And in what world are there just skateboards scattered around an island?
That's a great question.
Does he have a stash?
I don't know. I think he has a mouth.
Is that a mouth?
I think it's just a mouth.
I think it's a mustache. And he's tripping because this fairy thing's totally helping him out somehow.
Oh gosh. That feels
Ooh,
so good.
you were on a roll. 1 minute left.
I
1
missed-
minute left.
I missed that jump.
If you can get to round 2, you get a special treat. Okay,
That'd
I'll
be
dance.
nice.
I'll dance for you on stream a little bit.
Alright.
Okay. Gary Gray in the chat says Great Britain has that's an island with skateboards. Way to prove me wrong, Gary. Great job.
He's got a point.
You're a bit of a rageaholic, Clay. So are you sure that this is healthy for your mental well-being playing NES games? Considering.
It's good. I got to do it. I have to.
Thank
do
you for
this.
joining us, everybody. NES 677, playing every NES game ever. Natman in the chat says this channel is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Natman. You know, you do things like this because you want to hang out with cool people, and I could already tell, Natman, you're one of the coolest. Thank you so much for joining us. 1 second left on the clock.
I did it, dude. I got to level 2. You have to
Did
dance.
you? Okay, I gotta dance. Okay. You want to sum a little like Latin, or what do you want to do here? Any requests?
No
Is this
comment on the
legal?
Latin.
Okay, we might get a strike on this, whatever.
Alright.
A little Bollywood action for you, a little bit. A little shoulder.
Nailed it,
action.
dude.
Shoulder. Ow! Ah! Ow, ow. In my age, I can't move like that without a little juice. You know what I mean? Gotta warm up. All right, next up on NES 677, playing every NES game ever, we have Adventure Island. Tell me you're booting up 2 before 3. Okay, great. Adventure Island 2. We just played Adventure Island 1. Gary Gray in the chat says that the publisher, Hudson Soft, is makes good games. So we're going to see. We're going back to the island like Lost, Clay.
We gotta
We're
go
going
back.
Gotta go back. Ooh, look at this map screen. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So he looks a little less creepy at first glance to me, but we'll see.
What did you say his name was again?
Higgins, Master Higgins, and you're trying to save Princess Tina. Let's go to the wiki to see if Princess Tina gets captured again by the evil lord. Let's see.
He does
Let me
not look like a
facts.
Higgins to me.
Oh, here's the plot. Master Higgins' girlfriend, Tina. So before it just said that she was captured and there was no relationship status here. So it looks like based on his shenanigans, his adventuring in the first game, he actually got a relationship out of the whole thing. So
Oh.
Tina's been kidnapped by the evil witch doctor's persistent followers. So that also implies that maybe the witch doctor was killed and now it's just his people. So I'm not sure. 8
Whoa!
per
I remember this dude.
Look at that guy.
This is awesome. I totally remember this. I had this game when I was a kid.
You did.
And I remember the mounts. Yeah. I don't know if I played the first one before, but I've definitely played this one. Or
I love
3.
when these games like push the boundaries in certain ways, like come up with those interesting ideas. Like mounts is just right off the bat really cool.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I guess that was the first level then.
Natman, I'm gonna put it right back at you. He says thank you. I say no, thank you. You will not have the last thanks.
See, I feel-
Michael Reed in the chat, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. NES 677, playing every NES game ever. We are playing Adventure Island 2 at the moment. 5 minutes with each game, people. Everybody only gets 5 minutes.
Gotta be fair. Ah, I lost my mount.
Get him, Clay. As a kid, did you play much of the game, you think? Or did you have the dexterity to get far in games? Or were
No,
you like me, you just played and put them down?
Yeah, I think I just played it and put it down kind of thing.
That's my experience with all NES, is you had a lot of games, you played 5 minutes, and you just swapped out constantly. That was like the whole NES experience.
Yeah, especially with me. About the time that I got an NES, my dad would buy them for us or buy the games for us, and they were just dirt cheap at that point. This was like, early 90s maybe, before I got a SNES, and so that was BS, dude. So my dad would just he'd go to a store and buy a bunch of them for $1 or something, it was just like really cheap. And so he'd come on with a bunch of different ones and we would just try them all out. So
That's a great death animation. He like freaks out. It's like, woo, 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 woo.
yeah.
This guy needs a shirt pretty bad. I mean, I know it's humid in these tropics, but
The difficulty is definitely ramped up here.
man, that mount is so cool. I wish his color was a little different. He kind of blends into the background, which is super odd.
For this level, yeah, but maybe not all the levels.
It's just an interesting color choice. These things, they drive me crazy, Clay.
Yeah. See, I feel like I should be going faster because this guy cruises, but I'm like afraid to go fast because I don't want to get killed.
So the cool thing about this is the sequel, Adventure Island 2 over 1, is that the new main feature was the addition of an inventory system. So
Yeah, I
that's
keep
pretty
noticing
cool.
this thing at the beginning with the eggs, and I don't have anything. I'm confused how it works, but
Yeah, NES games not really big about explaining things to you. The music's good though.
music's great. It controls really well. Probably better. Balls. I say that and then I run into a bad guy. Probably controls better than the first game, I would say, honestly. But
If you're watching, thank you so much. We are NES 677, playing every NES game ever, just for 5 minutes though. We're going to be rating the games.
got 30 seconds. Let's see if I can beat this level. Ah, stupid grow. Well, there
Wow.
goes that option.
Yeah, not the colors are really decent on the game too.
Yeah, they have nice choice of colors. Gary just mentioned the select button, how important and weird it was back on the NES days.
Yeah.
It did get used quite a bit.
It's interesting what they could do control-wise with just a couple buttons. Oh, there we go. We got to move on, everybody. That was Adventure Island 2. Let's get a quick rating from Clay. 1 through 5. What are we rating the game, Clay? What do you think?
In that amount of time that I played, I would give it a 5.
Ooh, are you serious? Okay.
Dude, I played really well.
Played really well. That's what he says. See, you give out 5s like candy, though.
I don't.
I'm like, you know what? You got to earn it.
Look at all the other games I've rated so far.
I'm just sure that there's some top tier. I reserve the highest ratings. But that's it. Don't let me influence you.
Hey, I'm literally rating a game out of 5 minutes of playing with it. So
Natman in the chat says IGN 10 out of 10.
that's right.
Moving on, everybody, to our next game, Adventure Island 3. Third game in the series, I would assume.
Correct.
Okay, so moving on to 3, it says Higgins can now crouch, an ability he did not have in the previous games. However, he loses the ability to backtrack during the stage. That's interesting.
Huh.
Unlike the previous game, the boss does not move to a different stage when the player loses a life. The inventory system is still present, but this time he has 8 items to choose from instead of 5. Higgins now has a 5th dinosaur friend that can help him out, the Triceratops, summoned by a star card, and can defeat enemies with his rolling attack. You have a boomerang weapon, a stone axe, and a crystal that provides Higgins with 1 hit point when he begins a stage. Interesting. Apparently this came out later on the Game Boy as well, which is cool.
Nice. All right, going down below again. I feel like it's just repeating more of the same, but oh, boomerang.
Worst Nightmare in the chat. Welcome to NES 677. If you're just joining us, we're playing every NES game ever. Let's relive our childhoods. What do you say? 5 minutes each, then we rate the games. That's a short snippet. Ooh, see, that's a better color for that mount there.
Yeah, they changed it. You're right.
Does it still feel solid then? Same solid controls? then?
Yeah, it does. It feels really good.
So you're loving the Adventure Island series.
Dude, this is awesome. Like I said, I played these as a kid, but I don't think I've given them. I know they're like really well appreciated. People always talk highly of them. So, yeah, I think it's due. It's worthy of the. I think the praise. I don't know. It might be a little bit too much of the same, but I'm sure as you play through the game, the levels get way more, elaborate and different. So
the subtle like color hue changes make a big difference in making the world feel like it has a lot more depth to me. Like the color palette's a little more subdued, not as vibrant, but also a lot of contrast here.
Nice.
Better color choices.
Ah, Triceratops!
Oh, there he is! Roll, Clay.
Dude, that's awesome. Ah!
Whoa, look at that! That was awesome. Look at that.
No!
Rush for the limited time. That's what
Dude, I want to watch somebody speedrun these games because you can cruise.
you're doing it, kind of.
Not really.
Okay. Worst Nightmare has the comment of the day in the chat. Thank you for watching. His comment, noise.
Noise.
Noise. Comment
Water
of the
level. No! Water levels. Gotta love
Is that
them,
a
right?
UFO on the main map?
It sure is.
A little bit of sci-fi in here. That's cool.
Anything can happen on Adventure Island. So, I know it probably isn't, but my sea creature buddy, it looks like he has a patch. Like an eye patch. You see that?
I think those are sunglasses.
I think those are just his eyes, but...
No, it's obviously goggles to protect his eyes. He's gonna be underwater.
I don't know if those bubbles are good or bad. Ah, dang it. So these guys are 2 hits, and when you hit them, they change color. So, kind of tells you that you still have to hit them again when they change color.
I'm really digging this level. Like I'm tripping.
It was challenging, man, but we got through it together.
Thank you everybody for watching. This is NES 677 playing every NES game ever. If you wouldn't mind sharing on social media, we got a post on our Twitter account. That's at Village Nintendo. At Village Nintendo on Twitter. If you want to share that, that would be great. Or, you know, just copy the YouTube URL and put in your socials. We really appreciate it. We have a record number of 5 viewers. I want to thank everybody. Everybody, round of applause for you. Woo! Round of applause. We are playing every NES game ever created. We are spending 5 minutes with each.
Alphabetically, A to Z.
We just want to taste. Okay, let me just break this down for you. Okay, I'm going to take this last 10 seconds. I have a theory that when it comes to food, you can judge your food by the first taste, right? Like you don't just have to eat 5 chunks of steak to tell you if this steak is good or not, right? So for those of you who are, yeah, basically. Okay, moving on, everybody. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom is the next game.
Yeah.
It was created by Capcom. It says here 1990. Again, I think our years are a little bit off, but let's get you some information on this. Adventures in the Magic Kingdom is a video game released on June 1st, 1990. Okay, we were right. Its soundtrack was composed by Yoko Shinomura. I'm sorry for butchering that. The game was released in 5 different regions: British Isles, North America, France, Scandinavia, and Australasia. I don't know what that is. Maybe it was what Australia used to be called. I have no idea. Australasia. Okay, it must be this joint region. Yeah, anyway, using 3 different retail covers. The game places the player as a nameless main character of whom you can enter a name at the start of the game. Goofy left the golden key for the castle gate inside, and Mickey Mouse asked for the player's help to find 6 silver keys needed to open the Cinderella Castle gate and allow the Disney parade to begin. Wow. Okay. This is ridiculous.
Dude, I love this game. I've played this one before.
It is a Disney game. There's a Disney logo in the top. So.
Alright, this is where it gets good. I cannot beat this level though, so we'll see how it goes. But this is a fun game. Ah, shoot. It gets
Clay
really...
is a big fan of Disney, so
yeah.
This is interesting. Okay, so you're in this creature ghouls.
Yeah, this is basically
scary level.
Ghosts and Ghouls. I don't know if you've ever played that game, Tony.
Oh yeah, everybody's played Ghosts and Goblins. I don't know about Ghosts and Ghouls.
ghouls and ghosts and goblins and
Yeah. Correct us if we're wrong in the chat.
You see that mirror? See that little
Yeah, very interesting reflection thing going on here. Now, are you in a yellow cowboy suit for some reason?
Yeah, I don't think I could explain that part to you, but yes I am.
What are these things coming up from these coffins?
Hands.
But why would there be one hand on one side and one hand on the other? It doesn't. There's two vampires in there.
It's a great question.
Very interesting. How does it control? How are the controls called?
Good. He walks a little slow, but I think if you hold down B, you go a little faster and you jump farther. Maybe. But yeah, this is pretty much the whole game in a nutshell. Is you go to different rides and you play different games. I guess they're mini games, but they're more like levels.
So yeah, I'm reading here that was supposed to be the Haunted Mansion. So
correct.
Classic. There's another stage based on Pirates of the Caribbean, and of course we did see the castle in the overworld map. So that's interesting there.
Yeah, I'm playing the Pirates one now.
So that's a pirate, huh?
That guy does not look like a pirate. He looks like a football player. Meets like Popeye or something. I don't have any weapons.
I can totally see how this is based off the ride though, with like the black background. That's a nice touch because it's dark. If you ever been on the actual Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney, that's very interesting.
Well, I just realized I didn't start the timer on this one.
It's okay. I've been keeping it in my head. You have 1 minute 42 seconds left.
Look at you. What a great co-host you are.
I'll keep an eye out for that because we definitely want to keep to this strict adherence to the rules. That's the only way things are done. If not, we will descend into chaos. Chaos. It says here the Space Mountain stage is a first-person stage in which the player boards a spaceship with the mission to reach a certain star, maneuvering through asteroids. If you can find that, that'd be great.
Let me see if I can find it. I have no idea where it is, but it's
Space
right
Mountain's
here.
toward the front of the park. Okay. Well, that's okay. Go ahead. Let's see.
Huh.
This is very interesting. Oh, look at you. Look at you.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Are you winning?
I
Oh,
just
wow.
got destroyed like immediately.
I think you're supposed to follow the prompts.
Right, but they pop up so quickly. Press the
Get
controls.
good, bro. It's a very interesting spaceship.
Okay, all right, I'm getting it now.
That cockpit is all blue. Whoa.
I was supposed to hit the button there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a shoot button. All
Wow.
right.
In the chat, if this is tripping you out as much as it's tripping me out, let me know. NES 677, everybody, playing every NES game ever made, 5 minutes at a time. All right, I'm going to give you about 10 more seconds on this one, and then we're going to flip to the next game.
Yeah, that's good for me.
All right, up next, again, 5 minutes on the clock, please, Clay, just a little reminder. We're going to be playing the adventure. Wait, actually, we have to rate that one. We rate 1 to 5 on excitement level on how much we've brought Clay back to his childhood. What do you think?
Are we like way behind on our ratings here, or is it just not updating? You just haven't been inputting it into the...
Oh, I thought that was on you. We're learning the show as we go.
It's all right. We'll come back at the end and we'll go through all of them and rate them, and we'll pick a favorite.
I remember this. You did a generous 3, followed by a generous 2, followed by a generous 3, followed by a generous 5, and a 3.
How many games is that, dude? Are we getting close to our 10 yet?
1 second. What do you want to give the Adventures in the Magic Kingdom game 1 to 5? Quickly now. Time is of the essence.
3.
Oh God, man, give that Garbage at 2. Okay, we're gonna do a 3. We should do a rating for you and me. That's it. I'm gonna add a column here.
You do you.
The Adventures of Bayou Billy is our next game. I want to say the game's gonna be racist, but that's just me.
Dude, I've oddly never played this game, but
Really, with a title like that?
It's like it's a very infamous game. Whoa, we just.
Thank you, Gary. Gary says I gotta go. Fantastic stream. Gary Gray from the UK. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you being here. Everybody watching on the stream, thank you for hanging out with us. Happy Saturday morning to you.
Bye, Gary.
Let's see. The Adventures of Bayou Billy is an action game released by Konami for the NES in North America in 1989 and in the PAL region in 1991. It's a revised version of the 1988 family computer game Mad City, which was modified with many graphical changes to increase the game's difficulty. To me, right off the bat, I'm just going to say it. What does this remind you of, Clay?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter?
No, not Street Fighter. Double Dragon. I don't know.
Double Dragons, exactly. In fact, I think you're fighting the Double Dragons right now.
Yeah,
You're the
right?
villain. It's a twist. They're destroying you.
Dude, they're tough. They just keep
Jump
getting hit.
kick. It's a Double Dragon game. Jump kick.
There's no jumping. It's punch and kick. That's the only options. I expected better of this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a huge fan of beat 'em ups, but
Okay, you gotta hear this. Billy West, otherwise known as Bayou Billy, is a Crocodile Dundee-like survivalist, vigilante, and former U.S. soldier from New Orleans who has fought against the local crime boss known as Godfather Gordon.
wow.
You're breaking up his smuggling operations. Gordon kidnaps your girlfriend, Annabelle Lane, in order to lure Billy into one final battle. Your quest, save Annabelle.
I figured out
Defeat
how
the
to
knight.
jump kick. You have to hit both buttons at the same time.
How convenient.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Not a lot of games for the NES do that, where you can use both buttons at the same time to do something. Pretty cool.
So the majority of the game follows you as a beat-em-up format. You engage in hand-to-hand combat, proceeding to areas. Yeah, jump kick, pressing A and B simultaneously. How does that feel? Does it work?
Yeah, I'd say it works fine.
Oh,
no.
watch the eagles.
Wow.
They're gonna swoop you up. They do that. I thought that water would be instant death, but I
Yeah,
guess not.
right?
Watch it.
Crocodiles!
You could tell those are things.
You can tell those are things. Wow.
That's a decent crocodile animation.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Oh, these guys.
Why do you think the shadows are there?
Just to make the game glitch out a bunch. Dang it, dude. I keep forgetting to start the timer. Ah!
It's okay. You got 2 minutes, 46 seconds left on this one.
I was doing so
I
good with the
actually
timer.
reminded you too.
I know. I was doing so well with them. And now
It's
I'm-
okay. We got to keep a list of what to do. It's like timer, rating.
Dude, I don't know, man. I thought this was gonna be a really cool game. I don't know if I like this, but
I
it's
like
never-
the meatiness to it. You know how like characters look a little bit bigger than most NES games that we've played recently.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just my game too, but it's like glitching out really bad. But it could just be my version. But I won't judge
Yeah.
that on the game. That might not be the game's fault.
It's interesting that back in the day we really didn't mind too much. Well, it persists to this day. You really don't mind too much that the characters are the same. You know, like they look visually the same.
Right.
And like you just don't think about it.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious right now. At least like in like Ninja Turtles and stuff, they'd change the colors up so it wasn't.
That is so cool. Yeah,
but-
different Foot Clan people and such.
right.
So you murder the people, they fall on the floor and immediately disappear. Again, something that we don't think about.
Nope.
He slice you open?
Dude, he threw a knife
right,
through the
I
air.
think we're gonna call this one.
Okay.
What is your rating for The Adventures of Bayou Billy, Clay? We do 1 to 5 scale.
I'm going to say a 2.
A 2. Well-deserved 2 for The Adventures of Bayou Billy. Up next.
I want to like it because it has a great name. How many games is that, Tony? Are we hit our 10 yet?
Nope. One more.
Okay.
One more. We got Adventures of Dino Ricky. Spelled R-I-K-I.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this game at all. Hudson Soft, apparently.
Nope, Hudson Soft game. Nice.
Just they like to use the word adventure in their titles.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, in the stream. This is our last game of the day, Adventures of Dino Ricky, known in Japan as Shin Jinru the New Type. It's a video game released in 1987 for the Family Computer in Japan and in 1989 for the NES in North America. Despite being developed by Hudson Soft in Japan, it was published there by Rick's Soft, making it the sole video game ever released by this company. In North America, the game was published by Hudson Soft. The Adventures of Dino Ricky is an overhead shooter similar to games like 1943, The Battle of Midway, where the object is to dodge the on-screen enemies. Dino Ricky can jump or shoot weapons, rocks, axes, boomerangs, or torches to kill the various enemies around him. You can tell on some of these wiki pages where it doesn't have much information at all that there's really not too much there. It's like, this is it. I don't see a plot.
Some games just don't have plots.
The titular Ricky gets his name from Japanese pro wrestler Riki Shoshiro. Fun fact.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. Dude, this is pretty cool. I like this game.
You don't see many games with that perspective. Usually you are a ship shooting and things like that, not a person jumping around going forward. Interesting idea. I like interesting ideas, Clay.
Very much.
You ever hear of peanut butter and jelly?
Peanut butter jelly time. Oh, that's bull. I was too far up, and so it wouldn't let me jump across the water. It's alright, we're going to get back in here. We're going to do this. I like this game, even though I'm not very good at it.
The perspective is interesting for platforming. I don't see too much of that either, right?
Yeah, the fact that you can jump is pretty unique, too, I would say. You can jump pretty far.
See, I like this guy. I don't know why. He has kind eyes. Your main character.
He does. He got little friendly eyes.
It seems kind of difficult with so many enemies on screen, especially right away, right? For like a first level.
It definitely ramps up pretty quick. And their projectiles coming at you from pretty much every angle, but I guess that comes with the territory of a shmup.
The thing about shmups that bother me is the low HP, like the brutal nature of them, whereas some of them give you a health bar and a couple chances, you know what I mean?
Yeah, at least this one isn't an instant kill, which I appreciate, but
there's a really cool game called Skyforce Anniversary on Xbox right now that's actually kind of a shmup. It's probably a lot easier than most, but definitely like an arcade shooter. And it's got its hooks in me right now. I keep getting into it. Luke Lore got me into it.
Huh. Nice.
You're a ship and you're going through levels and shooting and upgrading periodically. I wonder if this game has upgrades. It doesn't say anything here.
Dude, I cannot get that
jump down. It did say different
down.
weapons, so I assume so.
I like
you
this
got
game,
this, Clay.
but it's
you gotta
hard.
get through the first stage.
I know. People are probably tired of seeing the same beginning of a level over and over. So you can shoot these flowers that turn into things.
Oh my, I just had a great idea for a special episode.
What?
For the games that have cheat codes, we do a boss rush mode where you like try to beat the last part of games.
Dang.
That'd be cool. Wow, good idea, Clay.
You should use
wow.
that.
You know what? That's it. It's called Boss Rush, the podcast. Great job, Clay. Man, me and you, man, we're like peanut butter and jelly. If you ever heard of it.
It could be a cool segment on the Hypecast, though. Call it
The
Boss
Nintendo.
Rush.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me, the Nintendo Hypecast.
Uh-oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Clay?
Just gonna keep firing.
People are watching.
Pray for. I'm just gonna die. This is hard, dude. This one's not easy.
Hand me the controller. I got this.
All right, take over.
Hand me the controller. We should figure out a way to do that.
It can be done. It'll take some work, but we can make it work. We can figure it out. All right, I'm gonna nail this jump this time. Oh boy. Nope. 10 seconds. I wish I could get further in this game because I really like it, but no.
What are we gonna give this game? Rating 1 to 5. Again, Adventures of Dino Ricky.
I'm between a 3 and a 4. It's really well done, and I like what it does, but it's super difficult. So the difficulty makes me struggle to give it
Final call.
4.
Let's just go points. Just go 3.5.
Give it a 4. I'll give it a. Yeah,
Let's
I know.
start it up.
No, let's just do a 4. Let's just do
it bothers me. All right. Great job, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the second episode of NES 677. We're playing every NES game ever. I had some fun today, Clay. Did you have fun?
I did. Before we get off. Yeah, no problem. Before we get off, we have to pick our favorite game of the day. Last episode, it was 3D World Runner. So,
as a viewer, I want to say it was the horsey game. Which one was the horse one?
No, Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know.
Advanced. It may have been Hills Far. Yeah, I'm gonna give.
If you disrespect the system will disrespect
what's your favorite?
You. I'm gonna go with Adventure Island 3. 2 would probably be just as good, but 3 was by far just the most polished of them all, and it had more dinosaurs. So it'd probably be that one, followed up by Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. But that's honestly just because I've played it more, so I know I really like that game. But really, honestly, the best, most polished game that we played today was Adventure Island 3, easily. So
Adventure Island 3.